Talking about the fact that Erik ten Hag doesn't have experience managing in the Premier League, but it's gone so well so far for the likes of Thomas Tuchel, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. So yeah, hopefully it will be a great new appointment for Manchester United, and I'm sure he'll have a close eye on the early kickoff here at the Emirates tomorrow. Arsenal take on Manchester United. Ajax play after them, so yeah, I'm sure he'll be watching that game. Here with me to preview that match is broadcaster and Arsenal fan Pippa Monique. Pippa, great to see you. So all doom and gloom at Manchester United at the moment, but Arsenal with a huge boost after that massive win against Chelsea. Did you see that coming at the Bridge?
No, I didn't, but I'm in better spirits now that we had that result, because I was... When you look at the games that were coming up before that, Southampton, Brighton, Crystal Palace, those are the games that I was hoping to take points of those teams. And I was looking at Chelsea, not as a free hit, 'cause I don't like to do that, but I was looking at Chelsea and thinking this is a team where we could possibly drop points or lose at Stamford Bridge. But to win by such a big margin as well, to put 4 past Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is a massive boost. I'm in better spirits, I'm sure the players are, the clubs and the rest of the fans. So coming into this game at home against Manchester United should be an exciting one.
It was just Eddie Nketiah's second Premier League start this season. Do you think Arteta made the right decision playing him? He actually came out afterwards and said that he feels he's been unfair on him, should have been playing him. So he scored 2 goals from open play in 56 minutes. Lacazette has scored 2 from open play in a year. That sort of justifies it, doesn't it?
I know, it's just a crazy comparison, but it's good that he's taken accountability, Mikel Arteta, and come out and said that, you know, he's been a bit unfair, but in the same breath, he didn't have much options. He didn't have any other choice to play Nketiah. So I'm glad that he did at this moment in time. He's proven himself, and Nketiah hasn't had many starts, as you said, so it's not easy for him to get the stats and have goals and be the striker that he wants to be, because he's not had the opportunity to play a run of games here at Arsenal. So now that he's played 2 games in quick succession, got 2 goals in 1 game, I'm sure his confidence is at an all-time high now and hoping to play again tomorrow against Manchester United and hopefully do the same thing.
His future obviously up in the air at Arsenal, so is Lacazette's. Another player whose future's up in the air is Elneny, who was absolutely brilliant against Chelsea, wasn't he? And we spoke before the game, and you actually said you saw it coming. You knew he was going to have a great game.
I mean, I've been saying it since the Brighton game at home. We played one of our most experienced midfielders in Xhaka at left back and left one of our youngest midfielders, Lokonga, exposed, and he was by himself, and we had an experienced midfielder who's an AFCON finalist in Elneny on the bench that could have played that game. And I've been saying it for a while now that he should be getting minutes now that Thomas Partey is out. We saw how he played with Partey last season against Manchester United, where we had that 1-0 win, and they were so solid in midfield. And then again against Chelsea, I'm glad that he's getting the opportunity, the minutes. Hopefully he does the same thing against Manchester United. And Elneny, I'm glad, because he's the unsung hero. He's a great squad player, and he's someone that you need, especially when injuries happen like this. Someone that can slot right in, has experience, and just controls the midfield.
Arsenal currently below Tottenham, just on goal difference. It looks like they're going to be fighting till the end of the season for 4th spot. Looking at their run-ins, we were just looking at the games coming up. Who do you think has the better run-in? Could it all be decided on the 12th of May at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
If I'm honest, and this is not me throwing the flag in, I really think that Tottenham have a slightly better run-in. I mean, they do have a tough fixture against Liverpool. Everyone's expecting Liverpool to win that, but in this Premier League, football is such an interesting game. You never know what can happen. But that's their toughest fixture. The last 2 games, I think they've got Burnley and Norwich, who are fighting for relegation, which could be tough for them in that essence where, well, Norwich is not really fighting, but Burnley are. Burnley are really fighting. We saw yesterday how well they played. So, but with us, it's all about who drops points, and we need to carry on this momentum after the Chelsea win to carry on collecting points. Whether it should be 3, but even if it's 1 point, I guess I'll have to take it, but I need 3 points for the rest of the games now, which is a hard ask.
If Arsenal do finish 4th, will you consider that a successful season? Will you be happy with that?
I honestly do not like this question, because it's not a successful season, but in the grand scheme of things, how we started the season, how badly things have gone, the injuries we've suffered. Champions League, we haven't been there for many years, since 2016. It's a great outcome. It's not a successful season because it's not a trophy, but I'll take it, of course.
You'll be sat in your seasons up there, that corner. Up there, Score prediction.
Oh, I don't know, but I don't care how it goes. I just want to win 3 points, whether it's 2-1, 3-2, whether it's 4-3, whatever it is.
But Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be back.
I know.
Watch out.
Oh, don't do that.
Thank you so much for coming on Premier League today. Mikel Arteta will be speaking to the media here at the Emirates at 1:30 local time. But I'm off to Cobham to hear from Thomas Tuchel. Hopefully he'll be in a better mood than he was at Stamford Bridge, having lost to Arsenal on Wednesday night.
She's a busy bee, that Alexandra, isn't she? All over the place.
She's going to be one of the lucky ones at the game tomorrow.
Yeah, big game, that. Arsenal-Manchester United. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Pippa.
Right, well, speaking of busy people, our man on the mic for tomorrow's clash at the Emirates is Mr. Peter Drury, and I'm delighted to say that he joins us now.
Come on, Drury.
Hey, Drury, love to
team.
see you.
Oh, look, I need to do a button-up, don't I? Look terrible.
Oh, take them down. Undo them.
There we are.
It's not that kind
Sorry,
of show.
slovenly.
It's not that kind of show. Don't drag our show into the gutter.
Peter, let's
Apologies.
talk about the game. I mean, this appointment of Erik ten Hag, does it change much for Manchester going into this huge game in hopes to try and secure European football for the next season?
From their perspective, you'd like to hope so. I must admit that the sense for me, certainly at Anfield the other night, was that Manchester United can't wait for this season to end so they can sort of start all over again with Ten Hag. It's a funny coincidence, actually, because you might recall when Manchester United played Arsenal at Old Trafford in December, that was in the immediate aftermath of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaving. Michael Carrick was in charge of United that night, and Ralph Rangnick was watching from the stand. And so that fixture, which was a belter, by the way, was at a kind of a punctuation point of Manchester United's turbulent life. And now, coincidentally, here we are with their first game since the formal appointment of Ten Hag, and Rangnick on his way out, at least of this role, with United playing Arsenal again.
Peter, Rangnick's comments I found really interesting after that Liverpool defeat, saying that they're 6 years behind Liverpool, and bearing in mind that's the time that Jurgen Klopp has been at Anfield. They'll need a much quicker fix, surely. Everyone at Old Trafford will be hoping for a quicker fix than that.
Well, yeah, they might be hoping, Will, but honestly, these big clubs, and Liverpool are a case in point, nobody's exempt. These big clubs have huge turning circles. It took 30 years for Manchester United from Busby to Ferguson. 30 years of winning relatively little and certainly not league titles. It took Liverpool 30 years to go from one great era to the next. Now, I'm not saying it'll take 30 years for Manchester United to do it all again. Perhaps it won't. Who knows how the narrative plays out. But there's no guarantee it's going to happen in 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, And I thought the way they looked at Anfield the other night, honestly, I mean, by comparison with much, much humbler clubs going to Liverpool and inevitably losing, they simply weren't as good, The previous Premier League visitors to Anfield were Watford, who are almost certainly going down this season. And they put up a much, much better show at Liverpool than Manchester United did. United have a long, long journey back.
Peter, I'm glad you mentioned Liverpool there, because you've got an incredibly busy weekend. You're doing Arsenal, Manchester United on Saturday, and then you're going to be front row at the Merseyside derby
He
on
puts his feet
Sunday.
up for the rest of the week.
Oh,
He'll do it
OK.
the rest of it.
Nice life.
If only.
Watches cricket. That's all he does.
Yep.